Hey, okay. Welcome back to the Thompson Bible Deep Dive channel on YouTube. We're taking a slight diversion. This diversion comes as a result of the Bible study I attended last week, last night, Wednesday, at the local Salvation Army Corps or church, if you want to call it. Uh, and during the course of discussing a particular verse, uh, a particular verse. Uh, the word fulfill came up, abolish and fulfill came up. And as is usually the case, the interpretation wasn't perfect. I'm not sure it's completely wrong, but it wasn't perfect. So of course, as we all know, the answer to all things, the life, universe, and everything is what? Well, that's right. It is of course the chat AI. Okay. So tonight we're going to take a look at something here. We're going to get three different interpretations of that verse. One from ChatGPT4ALL, which is right here. Another from Gemini AI, and a third from ChatGPT, the paid version. Okay, the paid version, the free version of Gemini, the free version of ChatGPT, and the paid version of ChatGPT. So if you want to briefly review the verse, it says this: "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish, but to fulfill them." Okay? "For truly I tell you, until the heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of the pen." The least stroke in Hebrew alphabet is what's called a yod. It kind of looks like an apostrophe, okay, but it's actually a letter. And will by no means disappear from the law, from the Torah, until everything is accomplished. Okay, so let's begin. Okay. Now, technically, uh, these things should roughly mean the same. The interpretation should be roughly the same because it's basically all training on the same data. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Whoa, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Stop. New chat. New chat. New chat. New chat. Okay. Now, of course, you notice that using the ChatGPT, all my system is pretty slow. Even though I got a decent processor and a fair amount of RAM, it's still pretty slow. When we get to Gemini and ChatGPT, the response will be much. He has not come to abolish the law or the prophets. Okay, yeah, that's obvious. Jesus is saying that he did not come to do away with the Old Testament laws or the prophetic writings of the prophets. Instead, completion and perfection. Okay, this is a very good Christian interpretation. Most Christians at this point would have no problem with what's being said here. But our Jewish brother and sister would say, no, that's not what that means. Okay? See, fulfill means the completion and perfection. By fulfilling the law and the prophets, Jesus is implying that he will complete what was started in earlier revelations. Well, no. Unfortunately, that's not what that means. Okay, I'll come back to it near the end. Okay, this is like to say that's not what that. This is a Christian interpretation, and not a Jewish messianic interpretation, which it should be. Okay. Okay. Let's go to Gemini. So we're going to try priming the pump on Gemini and Chat. We're going to start by telling ChatGPT, hey, you are a messianic Jewish rabbi. You are a Jewish rabbi who is also a believer in Yeshua. Yeah, suffice it to say, he doesn't see, I perfected the law. He doesn't see himself as a continuation of the Torah. I would argue that he is fully immersed in the Torah itself. Yeah, this is a very Christian interpretation. Okay, at least I should say Protestant evangelical interpretation. This is basically what the pastor, the officer at the Salvation Army said last night. But that's what they're taught in the training academy and in Christian seminaries. Okay, very good. So let's try something a little different. How do I spell Yeshua? Okay. So, like I said, we told it who it was, okay? A unique and profound perspective. Are you looking for Messianic Judaism? Yes, Messianic Judaism. That's true. Let's see. Yeshua. Yeah, very important. The authority and Tanakh and the Brit HaKashah. Yeshua, of course, just a quick note. If you're ever talking to a Jew, his name's Yeshua, and there are no churches. Okay, just so you understand that don't use the word church. Don't use your Jews. If you want to save a Jew, don't you have to speak their lingo. You have to speak the language which they understand, which is the Hebrew. Yeshua's name. His name is Yeshua, and there are no churches. Okay, anyway, so now There you go, my friends. There you go. Permanence of the Torah. Verse 18, Yeshua states that until heaven and earth pass away, not even the smallest letter, the tilde, the jot, as I said before, the jot or yod, it looks like, it almost looks like an apostrophe, or maybe a little smaller. This means that God's commands are still in effect. The Torah retains divine authority. Since heaven and earth still exist, the Torah remains still valid today. Yeshua warns that those who break even the smallest commandment and teach others to do so shall, I hate to say it, but you know, ChatGPT pretty much nailed it in my understanding, at least the king. On the other hand, those who teach will be called great. This shows Yeshua expected his followers to observe the Torah and pass it on. Messianic applications. Torah is relevant. Yeshua is the living Torah. Understanding the Torah through Yeshua and Gentile believers in Torah. Conclusion. So, if to fulfill the law, okay, so therefore to fulfill the law, is to correctly interpret, which is the understanding I have from a couple of different Jewish sources. Then to abolish the law means to misinterpret the law, right? Now, there you go right here. There you go right here. There you go right there. So, my guess is, okay, my guess is, that Jesus is being accused of misinterpreting the Torah. Now, Ray Brandon goes a little further. He says, to fulfill the law means to interpret it in a way that people know what they have to do in order to obey the law. To abolish the law is interpreted in a way that makes it difficult for people to interpret the law. Now, this could possibly include tradition. Okay, the tradition made it difficult for people to keep the law. No, Yeshua upheld the Torah while correcting the distortions in the oh, here we go. Okay, so let's share this, Brother Dennis. Create a link. Let's do this. So let's add this over here. Okay, so let's come over to Brother Dennis. Let's do a little light reading of it, Brother Dennis. Okay, so let's go back up here. And let's do what? Let's ask, Gemini. Oh, wait a second. No, I think I come to abolish the law of the prophets. Yeshua starts by addressing a potential misconception. Some might have thought his teachings were meant to replace Torah. He immediately clarifies that this is not the intention. The law and the prophets, a common Jewish term for the Holy Hebrew Scripture, have not come to abolish but to fulfill. This is the crux of the passage. The word fulfill can have several meanings in this context. It doesn't mean to do away with. Rather, it means to bring the Torah to its intended fullness. Interesting. To reveal its deep meaning and perfectly, well, this is close. For truly I tell you, and so heaven and earth, okay. He reveals the heart and spirit behind the commandments, which sometimes the oral tradition has obscured. Well, to me, this is not a messianic interpretation. Okay, okay, because he never said. Okay, this is an entry. This is still leaning towards Christian evangelical interpretation. Okay. One for Israel. Huh. How come he's not doing anything? Okay, I don't agree with Gemini's interpretation. So I'm going to leave us there. I'm going to leave you with the first interpretation. That's interpretation I've read in a couple different Messianic Jewish sources. So I really believe that abolish and fulfill is actually a Jewish expression or idiom, which has nothing to do with actually erasing the law or replacing the law. It's simply, abolish and fulfill is simply about how the law is being interpreted. Okay?